Oh, but my dear, it's the simplest thing in the world. You simply must tell me about your adventures with the puppy and the unicorn and the farting.
And the farting.
And
That is a good tale. I deeply first must express regret that I am required to take a medication that precludes me from enjoying the contents of your vial, because that seems to be something that would help me a great deal right now. But
I will drink on your behalf.
I have had many adventures, beginning as a young lad in Gelderland, when I slayed the great crayfish. I'm sure you've heard that tale.
Oh, yes, yes.
And then when I moved on and spent some time in Night Valia, I was crushed near to death by a bovine that fell from the sky.
Oh, Catherine.
It's a terrible place.
It's very common, it turns out. But I repaired myself. I was repaired by a doctor named Pants. He was a doctor of bones and mostly of bones, to be completely honest. And he put me back together partially with the bones of that cow. I am one of the only half-cow men that you will ever meet. I, Marshal Inspector Mandrake Horatio Don Cesar de Porpington of Gelderland. But none of these tales surpass that. Though I did want to inform you of those two.
Thank you, thank you.
You can stop lowering the bar at any time, sir.
Of the puppy and the unicorn and the farting. I quite enjoy apples.
Shall I help?
I believe him.
Yes.
However, so do puppies and unicorns. I have on Apple Grove you would not believe back at our estate in Gelderland. But the puppies and the unicorns. Menaces. Obviously, our apple crop is one of the best of you know, all of the continent. And it so frustrates me to have called Europe a continent just now. Of course, Gelderland being in Europe, we not only enjoy these apples ourselves, but we are able to distribute them among the populace of our country. We make cider from them. It is one of our chief exports. It is important to not just me and on the economic ways that it benefits me, but to my entire country and the ability of my people to feed themselves.
Now, I'm curious how the unicorns are involved in the cider production.
Well, you wouldn't know it, but it's not so much the production of the cider as the production of the apple itself.
Oh.
Unicorn feces gives...
I don't mean to interrupt the tale, sir, but as I recall, unicorns have no digestive system or buttholes whatsoever. How do they generate fecal matter?
Oh, it comes out the same end as it goes in. It's very briefly British.
Which makes sense. I've heard they originate in Flatlandia. Yes.
But the feces, which is vomited, it makes the apples purple, which does not actually have any effect on the taste of the apples, but it does raise their price substantially among those Spaniards who really appreciate a purple apple. I don't understand it at all. However, the economic benefit that they provide through their puked poop is is dwarfed by the menace of the consumption of the apples. Now, can I take this because I've done a great job?
You've totally.
Now, the nice thing about the apples of Gelderland is that 1 in about 50,000 Gelderlandi apples has in its core a diamond the size of a baby's knee.
So large as that.
It's a very specific measurement in Gelderland. We measure most things by baby parts.
Such a modest proposal.
If I did not know you to be a gentleman, sir, I would accuse you of just spouting random words for measurements.
And yet you do know me to be a gentleman. I must get on with my story. There was a unicorn of great repute, his name's Gerald, who lived in Gelderland, and he was an excellent poop puker, but absolutely awful when it came to the consumption of our apples. He was great friends with a puppy. And he would pick the apples for the puppy and put them down on the ground. Now,
But I can't help but wonder, as a great student of natural philosophy, the puppy and the unicorn are enemies in the wild, fierce enemies. They predate. They're both apex predators. And they compete fiercely for resources. How could such violently opposed animals come to be friends?
well, Gerald and... Did I name the puppy?
No.
I feel like you'd know if
Ken?
this is a true story.
Were both orphaned at a young age, and found their way into the apple orchards of Gelderland, and at a young age, this full-grown unicorn and this puppy were orphaned together. Now, you may not know this about Gelderlandi puppies, but they are full-grown.
I did not know that.
They come out of the mother puppy, and they are full grown. They never get any bigger than that, and so it's very difficult for a Gelderlandi puppy to feed itself. And so, in this very bizarre case, it became a sort of mutualism between the unicorn Gerald and the puppy Ken, and what would happen is. Gerald would pick the apples for Ken. Oh. It's a lovely story. The menaces. And Ken ate one of these apples. And it's, I have to say that I do not love this animal, but it was very sad to see what occurred because it ate it whole. But inside, there was a diamond the size of a baby's knee. And it blocked Ken's digestive tract. And I was happy to see him suffer, to be honest with you. But what I was not happy with was that nothing would come out but the farting. And so there was, and we need, obviously this is of great importance to the economy of my country, we need this diamond. And all we are getting is farting. He farts, he farts, he farts. He does not poop. He never poops. The unicorn goes on puking its own poop constantly. There's no problems. In fact, it's one of the nice things about unicorns is that you are able to pull the diamonds from their poop puke.
It's my understanding that
Jesus, people. There's other people need to go. Go, Maureen, fine, go.
It is my understanding, though, that you married one of these farts.
I mean, my dear, that is a tale. That was required by the laws of my land that I needed to be married by my 25th birthday. And so as a rebellion to my father, who was yes, my father, Butt Fartman, of Gelderland, who would not have me as his son any longer if I did not marry. I married a puppy fart. The puppy fart's name was Elizabeta. It's a Spanish. Spanish puppy fart of Spain.
She's made a wonderful partner for you.
And they should remain together until one of them passes.
As we shall, my good man. The good news is that Ken eventually stopped farting, and so we knew it was happening. The fart was building inside him. The pressure became too much. The poor puppy whined, but I did not mind. This is a children's book now. Until one day, the 23rd of June, that puppy did blow. The diamond the size of a baby's knee was embedded in the wall behind me, having removed 1/3 of my arm.
I love listening to that tale every single time I hear it.
That was a good wedding.
Yeah. Oh man, the cake. She loved that cake.
So now we will pass it to her. What
I have
story
to- I have
would
to
you like
prompt?
to hear?
Oh, good.
I got so many things. I'm gonna mess with you all.
Oh, good.
Baroness de Bloch.
It's it's Von Bluch.
My apologies, Baroness von Bloch.
Von Bluch. Bluch. Like Bluchtooth.
I do so love the story of the time that you married a fart. No, I already did that.
That was you. You married a fart.
Oh God, that you parked your horse on the tippy top of the London Tower in the middle of a rainstorm on a cold winter's day.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that.
I can't wait to hear about horse parking.